There are quite a number of mistakes students can make, but I would like to narrow down to one common one, which is choosing the wrong topic to research on. When we do this, there's a tendency for you to waste time. And how do I mean? When choosing a research topic, you should have like a foresight or knowledge that this can be the research questions, this can be the hypothesis, and this is balanced. If you do not carry out a proper research on the research itself you want to conduct and ensure that there's enough material, the research hypothesis and questions are right, you might end up spending months developing a paper, and when it comes to your defense, it will be tossed aside. Why? Maybe because something went wrong, there was an error. And usually to call up a panel to review your work, sometimes in some institutions it takes a few weeks, sometimes a few months in some others. So rather than waste your time, be very intentional about choosing the topics that you want to research on. Always have a foresight. I'm not saying, usually researches are to solve a problem, right? So you most likely do not have the answer to the research, but then have like a view or a level of understanding, of, okay, this is what I want to research on, these are the questions, and this is the most likely result of this research, so that you do not waste your time. It's really, really important. This might seem very easy, but it's really important you do so. And how do you ensure that you avoid certain mistakes in terms of choosing a topic? You need to work hand in hand with your supervisor. Your supervisor was appointed as your supervisor for a reason. Why? Because he has a level of understanding. So in every phase of writing a paper, in your chapter 1, your chapter 2, in fact, in choosing the topic itself, in developing your research questions and hypotheses, your supervisor needs to be with you. Don't be the kind of student that shies away from your supervisor. Say maybe the person is sort of like strict, or maybe seems as though he's not warm, he or she is not warm enough, or not always available. Always ensure that you are pushy with meeting up with your supervisor and they are reviewing your work, so that you do not make mistakes. Because if you do, and then you come to a panel with, I wouldn't say rubbish, but something that does not align with what is meant to be, or it doesn't make sense, you'll be asked to go back, and all your work and all your time will be wasted. So try to ensure you are not wasting time by being intentional about choosing the right topic to research on, and ensuring that you are working very closely with your supervisor to get it right and move on. All right. So that will be all for today. I'll see you on my next topic.